Welcome to A Week in Pixelverse. Recently, Twitch.tv, the streaming service formerly known as Justin TV and mainly known for teenagers playing Fortnite, updated its code of conduct policies. The policy changes mainly center around updating ethical standards and giving the platform essentially a permission, or at least a public permission, to take punitive actions against people that are themselves taking actions that the platform decides doesn't agree with their public image, or their desired public image at least. GameIndustry.biz editor Brendan Sinclair gave a short list of what the policy updates regarded, and they mainly evolve in participation in violence, participation in terrorist organizations, participation in sexual violence, the sexual exploitation of children, or anything else that could constitute some sort of reckless endangerment of people. All of these provisions seem to be, pretty fairly common sense kind of things that you personally wouldn't want to be interacting with or wouldn't approve of ethically in your own life, or at least the average person wouldn't. So to explicitly ban this sort of behavior from people acting on their platform in association with Twitch, I think makes a lot of sense to me. Though I also know that the main reactions people are going to have are either going to fall along the lines of people decrying that their free speech is being violated because the system could be abused, or people decrying that Twitch is trying to police behavior or morality amongst people outside of the use of the service. In other words, people are going to get upset at the idea of cancel culture coming from the organization that they are participating on, from the platform they are trying to participate on. So my main responses to this are that, for one, this is not a free speech issue. Twitch is not the government. Amazon, which owns Twitch, is not the government, so they are under no obligation to host or protect your speech on any of their public platforms or social medias. You're allowed to say what you want, but nobody is required to give you a platform to do so. And if the platform holder, if the business that holds that platform decides that they don't want to work with the kind of person you are, that's entirely within their rights. You cannot force a contract. You cannot force a financial partnership with another person in a free market economy. And to the people who are more concerned about Twitch trying to act as a sort of ethical or moral police on the people using its platform, again, I would give the same retort. If you're the kind of person they don't want to work with, they don't have to work with you. Now, this may seem like I'm being kind of heartless, that I'm not advocating for people who are streamers or for fans of streamers on the platform, and that the platform doesn't have any obligation to those people. I'm not going that far. I think that as a platform holder, they definitely do have obligations to people who have decided to use their platform to such an extent and to such commitment that it becomes their livelihoods. But at the same time, I respect that these are all voluntary engagements. Nobody has to choose to become a streamer either. Nor does Twitch removing their support of any individual person mean that person is no longer able to engage in those activities. They may not be as empowered to engage in the various activities that they have banned, but if those people want to continue engaging in political, general, or sexual violence, Twitch isn't going to stop them. Amazon isn't going to come knocking on their door. But for the most part, I just don't have any love loss for the people that do get booted off of the platform because of these particular restrictions, because they're all restrictions that I by and large agree with. Of course, Twitch doesn't actually have a great track record in terms of applying its community policies consistently or applying them very effectively, and so there is a potential for abuse, but the platform has been taking community management significantly more seriously since last December, and while it will take time for them to actually become decent enough, acceptable level of quality in terms of community management, they can only improve by changing policies and exercising the enforcing of their own policies. Nothing's ever going to be perfect. Lord knows there's plenty to complain about YouTube as the main alternative, and good luck getting anything in terms of community management from, say, Facebook streaming. But I largely agree with the terms. My condolences will go out to anyone who gets lost in the cracks, and I hope they're able to appeal, or I hope they're able to find some other way to keep themselves supported while they get back on their feet. But I have no love lost for the people who would violate this policy, this particular policy, in earnest in their real life or on other social media platforms. And I think that people who do violate this policy and then think they still have a right to whatever streaming business they've built through Twitch are suffering from an unfortunate dose of over-entitlement. And perhaps we as a community should be a bit more concerned about the victims of these kind of behaviors than whether or not some dude can make money from Twitch stream donations. But there's a little dose of cutthroat, cold-blooded SocraTetris for you. This was your week in Pixelverse, and stay true.